Happy Monday, everybody. So I have no notes today, so I'll actually be able to see if people comment and then I can interact with you guys. So today I want to talk about the law of attraction. I've just spoke about this in great detail in my self-love group coaching program, and we had amazing realizations and interactions as we went along. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about that today. So if anyone knows what the law of attraction is, it's to do with energy. So all of us are energy. So I'm energy, this amazing lip balm is energy, your energy, everything is energy. And even for the non-believers out there, it's quantum physics as well. So it's proven that we're all energy. And when we think things, we attract whatever we're thinking to ourselves. So like I was saying this morning in my private group coaching, hi Mike, is whatever you believe about yourself, you attract to you. So take a look around your life at the moment. So your job, the relationships you have, the house you live in, the food you eat, the exercise you do or don't do, every single thing in your life you have attracted to you, whether you knew it or not. And we don't like to hear this often because we don't like to take responsibility for what we have or don't have. But actually, every single one of us are manifesting things into our lives without even realizing that we're doing it. But because you're a human being, you are manifesting all the time. And when I say the word manifest, I mean you're attracting things into your life. Let me ask you this. Do you know somebody who is always happy, always positive, and you think to yourself, well, no wonder they're always happy and always positive, because they've always got something to be happy about. Everything good happens to them, they just get lucky all the time, etc. But actually, this happy, positive person, whoever you're thinking about, it could be yourself, amazing. This happy person is attracting all this happiness into their life. So if they're looking on the bright side of life, if they're looking at life through rose-tinted glasses, which is when I was growing up, people would say to me, oh, stop looking at life through rose-tinted glasses, like, well, get into the real world. Well, no, I don't want to go in the real world, because guess what? I create my worlds, and my world is looking at the world through rose-tinted glasses. I see everything as the glass is half full and not half empty. I see the good things in even the bad situations. And guess what? I attract good things to me. Yes, I have bad days. Yes, I have bad things that happen. But I know that whatever's happening in any moment is precisely where I'm supposed to be. And I'm always going to learn and grow from whatever I'm going through. So now think about the people in your life. Do you know anybody who is always negative, always sad, because everything goes wrong for them? Like someone in their family will die, and then someone else will die, and then they'll lose the job, and like, so then you think you feel sorry for this person, because you're like, no wonder they feel shit all the time. They have something to feel shit about. But they're attracting that into their life. And obviously, I'm not saying they've decided they want someone to die. Of course, I'm not saying that. But just in general, whatever you think, however you show up every day with your energy, is what you're attracting to you. So if anyone's not heard of The Secret, which is a Netflix documentary, it's quite old, but it's really, really worth a watch. There's also a book called The Secret. And it is the secret of life. That's probably why they called it The Secret, right? Because, like I said, every one of us is manifesting people, places, circumstances, things into our lives without even knowing it half the time. So imagine if we realize this, again, through science, through quantum physics, that this is the truth for us. Imagine what we can achieve knowing this. So whatever you think is what you attract. And I did a blog post, check it out. It's called The Amazon Universe. And there's 3 steps to getting whatever you want in life, right? Number 1, step 1, is choosing what you want, deciding that this is exactly what I want. That's the easy part. Step 2 is believing that it's going to come to you. So it's not knowing how it's going to come. It's not knowing exactly when, how, who, what, how it's going to come into your life. It's the belief that whatever you want is going to come into your life somehow, but fully believing that to your core. Because like I said, whatever we believe, we attract to us. And then step number 3 is accepting and looking for the signs to make this thing come true for you. So I'll give you a short example of myself. When I moved to the Netherlands, I started going to the gym. Well, I always have gone to the gym, but I joined a new gym. Was a bit shy because of the language barrier, etc. And for my whole life since I started fitness, which would have been when I was about, oh gosh, I'm 33 now, so it would have been maybe when I was like 24, I got into the gym and into fitness, and ever since then I've wanted to do something in fitness. Never really thought about it a lot, and etc. So I joined this gym in the Netherlands like about a year and a half ago, probably about a year ago, whatever. Time is irrelevant. There's no such thing as time anyway. And I was doing body pump classes and spin classes, and I always thought to myself, oh, I would love to be like a gym instructor, like a group exercise instructor, because I think it would be so cool. And then I didn't realise I was manifesting this, because I didn't really know what manifesting was. Anyway, I used to think about it often. I think about how fun it would feel to be that instructor, to motivate people, etc. And lo and behold, my body pump instructor, Iris, who's a lovely lady, invited me to her birthday party. Didn't really know who she was, but I just felt like I needed to go, even though I knew I would also be uncomfortable because of the language, and there was other people there that obviously were all Dutch. I went anyway. And then long story short, she said that we need a body pump instructor and I'd be perfect. So I had an interview with the guy who owned the gym, and I got the job as body pump instructor with everything that I needed to go with it. And then, so in step 1 was I chose what I wanted, to be an instructor in fitness. Step 2 was to believe it was going to happen, but have no idea how, but just believe that it would happen either way. And step 3, notice the signs. So the sign for me was that feeling of going to this woman's birthday party, even though on paper it didn't make sense for me to go because of the language, and I knew I'd be uncomfortable, but something inside of me was like, you need to go to this party. So I went to the party, and lo and behold, I had an interview set up to be a body pump instructor. And then the last part of the puzzle for this small manifestation story is when I got what I wanted, a body pump instructor, right? My inner bitch was freaking out. She was like, oh, no, maybe you don't want this after all. You can't speak the language. You've got to learn Dutch to do the safety cues. And thinking of like a million reasons why I shouldn't do what I've always wanted to do. But then I got out my comfort zone and was like, no, this is what I want. I can do it. I believed in myself. And then here I am. I mean, my main passion is coaching, obviously, which is why I'm talking right now, and social media and inspiring people. But I'm now going through my stage 3 personal training qualification, and I'm already a group exercise instructor, and that's what I do. Apart from Corona, it's going to start again in July over here. But that's just a little short story, because we can have, be and do anything we want. What we believe about ourselves, we attract to us. If I believe that I'm ugly and my body's never just right and there's always something wrong with me and it's never perfect, I'm going to attract more of those feelings into my life, which will almost prove to myself that what I was thinking and feeling was the truth for me. So just like, I could go off on a tangent with this topic because I love this topic, but I'm going to stop talking soon, very shortly. So just ask yourself, like, what do you believe about yourself, and what do you want to change about yourself? So what do you believe about yourself that you wished you had a new belief? So for example, for me, before I started coaching, before I hired a coach for myself when I was at rock bottom, before I'd learned any of this stuff, I didn't know how the hell it was going to happen. I was just desperately wanting to like myself and just not give a shit about whether I was a size whatever. I just wanted to not care. I didn't know how that was going to happen. I just wanted to not care. So because I had this this want, and I practice with my coach because she's a spiritual life coach. Whatever we think we feel, Becky, continue. Whatever we think we feel. Absolutely, because our thinking, our thoughts create our feelings. So whatever you think, you feel. So it is just a thought away. So when I was going through this coaching journey with myself, with my coach, I just wanted to feel good about myself with not giving a shit what anyone else thought about me. So I focused on the feeling of how it would feel if I had reached my ultimate goal, which is where I'm at now. But I wasn't, I was literally here. This is where I am now, but I was here. And I was just like, I just want to not give a shit what people think about me. And from focusing on what it would feel like to be in that situation, what would this person here do if she generally didn't care what people thought about her? She would wear what she wanted without being like, oh, does it look fat in this, or what? She would just wear what she wanted. She would put herself in uncomfortable situations knowing that she had her own back, knowing that she believed in herself so much she could just go out there and do it. And if she didn't do it right, then so what, because then you can always learn. So I had to become the person that, oh, thanks, Becky, I had to become the person that I longed to be. And that's hard. And you can't jump from here to here. You have to take baby steps. Like, for example, one of my baby steps was that, so the old me was here, the new me is here, like basically going on holiday, wearing a bikini and literally don't give a shit, or don't have to like crash diet before I went and blah, blah, blah. I couldn't go from here to here because I'd literally have a whole blown panic attack. But what I could do is be like, okay, so this is the gap between the person I am and the person I want to become. How can I get to that gap without having an anxiety attack and freaking myself out? It was taking little steps to work on my self-love, my self-belief, my affirmations in the mirror, wearing something that scared me a little bit, but I could cope with. And then taking the next step. There's so much I can talk around this subject, which is why I've gone off on tangents and not kept to a schedule in this talk. But ask yourself, who do you want to become? And the bigger question is, what do you need to believe in order to be that person? It all starts with your beliefs and your thoughts. And you, like exactly as what Becky said, whatever you think, you feel. So if you're feeling all these negative emotions, just go one step back to the root of where these emotions came from. What thought entered your mind to cause your feelings to feel whatever you're feeling? Like with body image, if I'm in front of the mirror or was in front of the mirror and I'm feeling dread and like panic and shame, what thoughts was I thinking to encourage those feelings? If I looked in the mirror and thought, oh, people are going to judge me, I'm not good enough, I don't like that, I don't like the way this looks, then that's going to create my feelings of fear, of judgment, dread. Whereas if I practice, and it is practice by the way, you're not just going to be like, oh, think a new thought and everything's going to be fine. It's practice. How bad do you want it? So I would stand in the mirror, first of all with tears running down my face because I just didn't want to look. And it was fucking painful. And I used to just say, I accept myself exactly the way I am. And I didn't believe it at first, but I practice and I practice and I practice putting my hand on my heart and closing my eyes and being like, I accept myself exactly the way I am. I'm getting emotional. I've already cried on my group coaching today. I'm very emotional today. And then the next step was, I love and accept myself exactly the way I am. And then I started to like create the possibility that maybe I could love myself even if I'm not happy with the way my body looks. And again, baby steps, and yes, self-love and body confidence isn't necessarily looking in the mirror and being like, oh my gosh, my body is so freaking hot right now, I'm amazing. That's not what self-love's about. Self-love is knowing that you're worthy of anything you want in your life and knowing that you're capable of having and receiving that because you're worth it. And it's about treating yourself like you would treat a small child and give her so much compassion and so much love, and know that whatever you go through, it's okay and you're perfect exactly the way you are. And I'm going to stop because I'm going off on a tangent again. And this was only meant to be like a couple of minutes, but yeah, that's my little chat today. Is it you watching, Beck? If you want to say anything before I go. Becky, by the way, is a very close friend of mine, soul sister. We met through the law of attraction, didn't we, Beck? Like I started off this tangent by talking about the law of attraction. We attracted each other into our lives on social media through Instagram, and lo and behold, I live in the Netherlands. She's from, I'm not going to say exactly where she's from in case she doesn't want people to know, but it turns out I'm from the same place that she's from. So when I went to England, we met up, and then it's just like we just clicked. So we attracted each other into our life, and she's a hypnotherapist, psychotherapist, and I've learned so much from her. So yeah, law of attraction is amazing. What you think about yourself, what you believe about yourself, you attract to you. So what do you want? Get clear with what you want. Believe you can achieve it. Don't worry about the how. And then look for signs to accept it into your life. Okay, love you. See you tomorrow. Tangent.